Chamath Karsandu reporting for MMA Junkie and USA Today, standing alongside Bellator President Scott Coker. And Scott, obviously there are a lot of changes to this card, but here we are just a few days out. And I actually think that because of the changes that you made to the fighters that are still available to you, this is actually a stronger card, especially with the MVP Cyborg fight and the Lima and Daley fight. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think it's a hardcore fight fan dream, because Lima's a dangerous fighter. Paul knows that. Paul's a fantastic fighter, and to have title implications, this fight could be, or will be the next, contender to fight for the title against Kreshkov sometime in the fall, probably.
The headline this week is the purchase of the UFC for $4 billion. Obviously, you were there, you know the business inside and out, and a major part of the UFC's growth was purchasing Strikeforce, and a lot of the talent there are some of the biggest stars in the UFC right now. Yeah. What was your initial reaction to the news, first of all, with the UFC being sold for $4 billion?
You know what, I was actually really excited, because for our sport, what a great accomplishment. It gives the respectability, the credibility that, hey, MMA is a real sport, and that MMA has, a future. And MMA, if you're investing in MMA, it's a good vehicle to invest, because there is a end strategy, right? They proved it, and it's just like when the Clippers got bought by, the gentleman from Microsoft. What happened to all the other teams' values? Everything goes up, right? So, I told everybody, I said, hey, we should be celebrating with Lorenzo and Dana and popping champagne with them, because our valuation just went up, boys, and that's how I feel. So to me, it's a great moment in the history of MMA. Lorenzo was somebody that came in and took a big risk. And I saw the whole thing unfold. Like, I was working at K1 at the time. I saw him come to Japan. I saw the whole Bob Meyerowitz thing. I saw them take it over. And I just kind of watched this whole thing unfold and kind of watched it from the outside. And then I got inside, which means then I came into the MMA business in 2006 when California legalized it with the Shamrock Gracie fight, and started my own company, Strikeforce MMA, or turned my kickboxing company into an MMA company. So I've kind of seen this whole sport evolve. But I'm telling you right now, if Lorenzo didn't come in and take the risk financially, and Dana was really the vision behind it, the sport could have died in 2001. Because of all the Senator McCain issues and the cable operators pulling back, not airing it on pay-per-view, and the way it's being marketed wasn't like a legitimate sport. It's kind of like, no rules, no hold bars. How many times have you heard that in the old days, right? Yeah. But they legitimized the weights and created, the rules and the system. So they legitimized it. But I'm telling you right now, there's a couple times in this sport where it could have died. And I really believe that. And that was the one pivot point when he bought the UFC and said, I'm going to take a risk. That changed the whole sport right there.
Rory McDonald is officially a free agent right now.
Yes.
Have you had a chance to reach out to him and speak to him or his management?
We are in talks with Rory right now. And, that's something I'll leave to, Rich and the guys, So all I can say is I know we're in dialogue. I'm not sure how far along it is, or, if he's going to end up on a roster or not. But I will say this, we're going to talk to every free agent out there, and we're going to go after everybody that we can, because that's the product at the end of the day, is the fighters in the cage.